This quick tutorial will take you through how to get Epic set up for your students and to use within your classroom. So we're going to get started by going to getepic.com. That is where you will get access to this website. Once you go to Get Epic, if you haven't logged in and created an account, you're going to go ahead and click on Educators, and then you're going to click on the Sign Up for Free. At that point, it's going to ask you to sign up using your school login, or your Oshkosh email, because it does want to recognize that you are an educator. And then you're going to go ahead and select your school, and at that point you can go ahead and sign up. I'm going to go ahead and sign in so that my screen will then look like yours. Once you sign in, it's going to bring you to the dashboard. That will be your first landing point. Up top you have your kind of toolbar to get wherever you would need to go. The dashboard is where you're going to do a lot of adding your students. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to add your students. You want to do this before you actually have them try to log into your classroom. So in order to add students, you're going to click right here where it says Add Students. You're going to go to your roster. And at this point, you can either add your student manually, or if you have Google Classroom already set up with your students, you can actually import your students from Google Classroom. After you have added your students, you don't need to do anything else. You can add a parent email if you wanted to, but this is completely optional, and it's up to you if you want to add a parent email. At this point, I probably wouldn't. I would just keep your students in, and if your students really do start using Epic and you want to share that data with your students, then maybe, with your parents, then maybe add them. But if you're just getting started, just keep your students, just keep the parent email out of there. So the next thing you're going to want to do is once you have all of your students added, you're going to go ahead and have them log in. So in order to have your students log in, they're going to go to www.getepic.com/students, and then you're going to have a very unique class code for your students. They'll enter this class code, and it will say, "Welcome to your teacher's classroom," and then there will be a bunch of different avatars where they can pick themselves. So it almost gives them they look like playing cards. They click on who they are, and then it brings them to their dashboard or their Explore area. The Explore area looks like this for your students, very similar to how it looks for you. They have the main collections. They can look by topic, by category. They can also type in if they're looking for something in particular. So one of the really cool features with Epic is first, they have tons of books and tons of resources and tons of books that will read to your student, and audiobooks your students can listen to, but they also have collections. And this is where, as a teacher, I think it is super valuable. So let's say your students were learning about hurricanes. You type in hurricanes, it's going to give you all of the resources up front. But the very last option is collections. So you can go ahead and click on collections. And let's say I have a group of students that I've been working with, and they are learning about Hurricane Katrina. So I can go into Hurricane Katrina. I can look at this text set that this teacher has already created, kind of see if this fits what I want my students to look at. And then what I can do is I can go ahead and click this copy button. Now, I'm going to label it for myself. I'm going to make a copy of it for myself. Maybe I want to say Group 1 or Group A, because my Group A students are working with Hurricane Katrina. I'm going to save this. And now up top on my navigation area, I can go ahead and hit Activities. And I can hit Assignments and Collections. And at this point, you're going to see I have Hurricane Katrina right here. I actually have two because I already saved it from yesterday, but I have Hurricane Katrina for Group A. Underneath it, it's going to say Assign and View Progress. I can click on that, and I can actually select students that I want this particular text set to be assigned to. You can select all if you want it, or you can just select one or two. And what that's going to do is up top for your students, instead of roster and activities, they're going to see a button that says Mailbox. They can click on that mailbox, and they'll be able to see that their teacher has assigned them that text set. And as a teacher, you will then also be able to see the progress of how your students have read through those books. So it's a really amazing resource. I highly recommend getting your students set up in Epic because for the privacy policy, because Epic is related to your email and you're creating the account within your email, you do not need to send out a permission slip. One other thing I did want to kind of bring your attention to is if you click on your name and you go to account settings, you're going to see there's an option for learning videos. Epic does have a great library of learning videos. However, sometimes we need to turn that off, and sometimes it can become a distraction if your students are watching those videos. So all you have to do is click on this toggle, and it will either turn it on or off for you. The last thing is if ever you would need additional help, if you go ahead and click on your dashboard, obviously you can reach out to me too. I would happily help you implement this. But sometimes we need additional support. So down below, you're going to see on your dashboard, they have tons of teacher resources for you. They have lesson plan ideas. They have classroom decorations to help you pump up reading in your classroom with Epic. They also have a monthly calendar of activities you could do with your students. So they really do have so many things that you can increase literacy through Epic with your students. If you have any questions on getting set up on Epic or using this tool with your students, and you would like help co-teaching with it for the first time, just let me know. I will be happy to assist you with that.